1 minute to broadcast.
We're going to find out. Huh?
Thirty seconds.
Is a presentation of the Spartan Media Network. Welcome to the Spartan Media Network from Playfly Sports.
Sparks recovered on the break. A slam dunk by Booker. Allman drives the basket. Bank shot away. Good. And I think he's going to get a free throw to boot. Booker for three. He got it. How about that?
It's time for the Auto Owners Insurance presentation of the Tom Izzo Show. Tonight's show is sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. The Tom Izzo Show is also brought to you by Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Labatt. Crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of MSU Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. And by McLaren, official orthopedics and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics. Now with Michigan State head basketball coach Tom Izzo, here's the voice of Spartan basketball, Will Tiemann.
And a pleasant good evening to everybody around the great state of Michigan, and welcome into Coach's Show. As always, brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, as we are live at One North Kitchen and Bar in East Lansing. And if you want to join us, we only have one more Coach's Show with Tom this year. Make your reservations. Coach's Shows at onenorthdining.com. Well, here's a flash for you. Got 2 games to go, 1 week left in the regular season. Michigan State 15-3 alone in first place. And it's just been amazing to watch your guys, Tom, how they've gone about their business. But I have to share a little funny story that I got a kick out of. Maybe I was the only one that did, but in our pregame interview, true story, Tom said, Will, Wisconsin is such a good team. If we beat them, I'm going to be happy. So I asked him right away if he was happy, and he admitted he lied to me. He's kind of happy. But it's good, don't you think?
Yeah, it was a strange game, you know. It really was. It was a good game, but I don't know if either team played real well early, and then second half we just played better and better. You know, I think Cohen's dunk got us going a little bit, or got all of you going. I get to see that every day, but you don't get to see it every day. And then Jaden, you know, started making some shots. Jace got in foul trouble. Trey made some great plays offensively, but he shot the ball poorly, and he's been shooting the ball well. But we finally made some threes. We made 9 in that game, and it makes such a difference when you can make some shots. And I said that'll be the thing that separates us, if we make shots and keep playing like we're playing as far as defensively and rebounding, turning the ball over. We didn't turn it over much. Then we got a chance to be great. If we don't make shots, you know, I think there's a ceiling on how far we can go. So we got to keep working on making shots.
Well, they were dropping, and it was interesting. They came at good times. Like Akins, you talked about him before the game, that he's got to be the guy. And boy, those shots he made to get us back in the game early or something.
Well, especially with Jace on the bench, you know. And I said, Jaden, he works so hard. If you knew him at all, he's such a good kid, and you just figure that good things are going to happen sooner or later. That's why we keep sticking with him. And he's been good defensively. He's been good in other areas. But let's face it, he's the guy that's got to put the ball in the basket. He wasn't putting the ball in the basket. He just kept working on it. We kept talking to him and give him credit. He made some shots, and it really changed not only the game, it changed the crowd. It changed everybody.
Well, one of the most amazing things that we've tracked over the last now 6 wins, 5 have been in a row, Tom, is the second half defensive performances. Oregon 24 point second half, Illinois 24, Purdue 35, Michigan 24, Maryland 32. Maryland is one of the highest scoring teams in our conference, maybe the highest. In Wisconsin, they came in over 80 points a game on average, second half 28. I mean, what's going on? You guys, the second half defense has been just unbelievable.
Yeah, I keep saying maybe it's our strength in numbers that we talk about. Maybe we're wearing people down. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we're getting lucky. I don't know what it is, but I hope it keeps continuing because that's when it's important. You got to win down the stretch. I thought the second half, our defense cranked up. Our offense, Jace made some unbelievable plays. Trey made a couple of great passes and lobs to Coop, and so did Jace. And, we rebounded really well. I mean, Carson was good, and Jackson was unbelievable. He got, 16 rebounds himself. And so somebody else stepped up, as they say. We had another night when I think just about everybody scored, or everybody.
Everybody scored.
Now, that's the 18th time this season, which I'll bet you that in my career, we didn't have one time when all 10 guys scored. Maybe once, I don't know. But that is the 18th time this season, which is incredible.
It's big. When Coach talks about Kohler's 16 rebounds, he came into that game 5th best offensive rebounder in the conference, like 2.5 offensive boards a game. What, he have 6 or 7 offensive boards in that game?
I think he had 7, yeah. And, he's such a funny kid because he reminds me, I'll never forget when I went out and recruited him. He was going to a school in California, even though he's from Utah. And I went out there, and Zach Randolph lived 15 minutes away. So I called Z-Boys, find out his daughter went to the same school. So he came over, and we were watching him, and he goes, he's pretty good. I said, oh, he's the white version of you. I told him, I said, he can't jump. He can't do this, can't do that. And all he does is score it and rebound it. And so Zebo loved him, and the rest is history.
Rest is history. We'll be back with more of the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Tom Izzo Show after this on the Spartan Media Network.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Dad. Did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender?
How little?
A few days in the shop little, but thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader.
Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Our lives are a collection of experiences, from fender benders and soggy basements to great joy and growing families. Sometimes life is unplanned. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
And we're back with the Tom Izzo Show, as always, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Our show today comes to you live from One North Kitchen and Bar, located at Abbott and Saginaw in East Lansing. One North Kitchen and Bar makes good times great. Well, it's interesting. We had a little fun, I think, about the fact that this team literally has been in first place since the beginning of the season, which started in December. In how we managed to keep winning and winning and winning and never have any of our players get any recognition. And so last week, Jace Richardson finally broke through and became the Big Ten Freshman of the Week. Well, they announced today that Jace Richardson is the Big Ten Freshman of the Week again. And so he had two solid performances, obviously, against Maryland. That was big. And it was interesting. They always go through the numbers, scored so many assists. But the one thing that really struck me against Wisconsin when he finally got to play in the second half was that his decision-making. There's nothing freshman about him when he just knows what to do.
Yeah, he really does. He made some incredible passes. Coop was the recipient of 2 or 3 of them from him and a couple from Trey. And but he just moves the ball. He plays beyond his age. Nothing bothers him. He should have had a 4-point play in the shot. He's kind of a fun kid to be around because he's confident but not cocky, and that's a hell of a trait to have.
It amazes a little bit. And we've talked about this. We're always optimistic we're going to win every time we play.
Oh, you are. I'm not.
Wow. So anyway, let's get crazy and say we win the next 2 games and we're outright Big Ten champions. Okay? Think about this. Because of our 10-man rotation and how everybody contributes at different levels at different times in this wonderful basketball team, it's possible we might not get a first-team player.
I never in my life, in all the years I've been here, saw any banner that said first team.
No?
So who gives a care?
I just thought it'd be nice if we got one. Or 2.
You know what? And somebody will look at that negatively, and someone will maybe use that recruiting-wise negatively. You know what? Irvin said it. Mateen says it. Draymond called me the other night, and he said it. He says, at our place, we worry about winning championships. We don't worry about all the other stuff. And the other stuff kind of takes care of itself. If you win big, there'll be enough going around. There'll be enough, that people will see. And, like even with the NBA and that, when they look at guys, they do a thing that college doesn't do because we get caught up in the numbers and we get caught up in what it's kind of funny. We get caught up in the numbers of what they score, what they rebound. We don't get caught up in the numbers on the left side of the column compared to the right side of the column. And I just look at it as, if you're in the NBA, you look at guys because everybody plays different minutes everywhere. And so they do everything per minute. How many rebounds per minute, how many shots per minute, how many points per minute, how many assists per minute. And that way it evens it out. And when they do that, the people that really matter, does it really matter if the media votes me some way or the coaches vote me some way? What we care about here is hopefully winning championships and getting our guys to the next level. And that can happen, and winning usually breeds that. And if people don't think that, I say Jace is definitely a freshman of the year candidate.
Oh, yeah.
There's guys that have higher point totals, but, some of those teams are in 8th, 9th, 10th place. And so, it's everybody's dream, but it doesn't eat him alive, and it doesn't eat me alive. And I said, hopefully at our place, we're about banners and rings. Banners and rings, not points and rebounds. We're about banners and rings. And that's the task ahead now. One game at a time. Not if we win two. We got a big game on Thursday. It's a trap game, I guess, but yet Iowa's playing for their lives. They got trying to get into the Big Ten tournament. They're a team that can score 90 points any night. They're the highest scoring team, the fastest offensive team in the conference. And it's senior night there. They have two seniors that have been there 4 years. Michigan State's coming to town. We got enough problems there for me to worry about any media votes or any of this votes or any of that votes. All I care about is the guys know what we're playing for, and that's all that matters.
Well, there was a really cool thing. If you guys watch The Journey on the Big Ten Network, they had a shot at a timeout. This was at our Michigan game, and it was Fierce talking about 10 more minutes, and we got to do this because we want to win the Big Ten. Anyways, that seemed to be the gist of what was going on in there. It's pretty cool.
That means that, players, if that means something to players, then you got a chance. And that's kind of the way it's been for us. And, we're on break now. So we got a lot of time. The problem is, at the end of the year, everybody wears down, So we had more of a mental day today and had them get up, have breakfast, looked at the film from the Wisconsin game and kind of critiqued it. And then brought them back at 2 and looked at some film of the personnel of Iowa, then the play edits of Iowa. Then we walked through, and then they shot free throws. And that's all we did today. So tomorrow will be a big day. We have practice. Then I'm flying to Baltimore to see our top recruit and come back. And Wednesday we'll practice, and then we leave.
So we leave.
It's a good week.
By the way, this week's Alumni Hall Spartan basketball trivia ticket giveaway. The winner gets some tickets to a home game, and you better pick them up quick. We only have one home game left. That's Sunday. You can pick them up at the Alumni Hall retail location at Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. So our question this week for the audience is this. Last time out, Jackson Kohler got the 16 rebounds. We talked about a career high for him. So the question is, this is the most rebounds by a Spartan since this player got 17 rebounds in a game. Who is the player that got 17? And I'll give you a hint. It was recent. That's my hint. It was recent. So we'll be back with more conversation with Coach Izzo and your trivia answers right after this, as you're listening to the Auto Owners Insurance Tom Izzo Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Alanon.org/hope.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No. First base!
Go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for the players every game at the Breslin Center. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com. Libman, official hardwood floor care provider of the Michigan State Spartans.
And we're back on the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And don't forget, a presenting sponsor of MSU basketball is Rocket. Own the dream. And Big B Coffee is a proud supporter of Michigan State basketball. Visit your Mid-Michigan Big B Coffee location today. Well, we're trying to give away a couple tickets to a game on our Alumni Hall trivia ticket giveaway for members of the audience. So the question is, we know that Jackson Colder got the 16 boards yesterday against Wisconsin. And who collected 17? Who was the last person to do that? And I think we have a line of people. So introduce yourself and go ahead.
Allison from East Lansing. Is it Xavier Tillman?
No. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Roberts from Lansing. I'm going to go with Malik Hall.
Malik Hall got 17 rebounds on March 6, 2024 in a 53-49 win over Northwestern. That's a lot of rebounds, isn't it?
Malik was there yesterday. He was at the game. He's made the last two. He plays for the G League team in Detroit, so it was nice to see Malik.
Well, we have something special for you here, Tom.
Yeah.
And it's on the way up. Here it comes. It's around the corner. So go ahead and introduce yourself and explain what this is.
I'm Jonathan Patterson from Lansing. I'm a member or a board member from the Rebounders Club. And we wanted to commemorate your passing, Bobby Knight, in a special way. So I reached out to probably the closest thing to him, his son, to see if he would sign one of Bobby's books for you. And here it is.
Wow.
We hope to have it Friday for the Rebounders, but it didn't make it in time.
Well, thanks, Jonathan. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. That's awesome.
And also in there,
and you have to read. There was really a really nice note from him talking about Judd and his dad. We're very proud of him.
Oh, yeah, Patrick. Yeah, Patrick's a good guy. Well, I'll do that, and I appreciate it. And I can only imagine the party going on up north here of Judd and Bob and Gus, and boy, they're having a hell of a time up there.
I bet. You know, it's
really nice.
So
I greatly appreciate it.
So what did you think of Coach Knight when you were still an assistant?
Well, I mean, he never talked to me, you know, so I didn't know he was good friends with Judd, but Bob was Bob, and but I still love him to death. I talked to a woman that you might know the other day, texted me about it, Sage Steele. She was on ESPN for a while. She's great. And we're gonna do a speaking thing together, and she just said, you know, as crazy as times were, she was there during the heydays, and she said, you know, we miss him. And I mean, look, everybody's controversial when you get right down to it, you know. I mean, and some people are made out worse, you know, when you get on top, everybody's shooting at you, and I'm not condemning, because I don't know if any of us know really what goes on in any way, shape, or form. I know things that happen here that, you know, just stories get told one way or the other, you know. But Bob was good to his former players. He was really good to our profession. He was really good to Judd, and he was really good to me once I got the job. I had to earn my medal, and, you know, that's okay. That's okay. And so, you know, Patrick, I know Patrick pretty well, his son, and that was really nice that you took the time to do that. And I think most of the Bob Knight people, from Isaiah Thomas to anybody a lot of other guys, sent me notes, and they were all great. So I appreciate even being talked about in the same breath as him. And hopefully we got more things to do, because there won't be any banners up on that either. That's not at the championship level. So it's great, and it probably will mean more to me later on. But right now, there's just some things I'd like to get accomplished.
I got you. By the way, get in the game and score big at Turtle Creek Casino and Hotel. Enter to win overnight stay packages, men's basketball tickets, and more. Enter at MSU Athletics Facebook or X, or go directly to TurtleCreekCasino.com, followed by /MSU-Playcation. We'll be back to talk more Spartan basketball on the Auto Owners Insurance Tom Izzo Show after this break on the Spartan Media Network.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
From our farm fields to the football field, Michigan soybeans touch every life, every day. From the food we eat to the products we use and the cars we drive, soybeans are making an impact. The Michigan Soybean Committee is dedicated to helping our farmers grow the soybeans needed for a more sustainable future while working at the forefront of innovation to develop new uses. To learn more about the Michigan Soybean Committee's initiatives, please visit us at michigansoybean.org.
Is joint pain slowing you down? Imagine waking up and moving through your day pain-free. The orthopedic and sports medicine specialists at McLaren are experts in the latest surgical and non-surgical advances to relieve joint pain and restore movement so you can rediscover the activities you love. We'll help you get back to what moves you. McLaren, the official orthopedic and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
Welcome back to the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Tom Izzo Show. By the way, Michigan State thanks upcoming game day sponsor Farm Bureau Insurance. They picked a good one to have a day, don't they? Michigan comes into town, the last game of the regular season. Is it? I remember the year, Tom, when we played them 3 times, got them all 3 times. 2 of those games were for championships. Was there ever any serious talk about having home and home, the last game every year being between the 2 schools?
Not that I know of. I don't know. I mean, I guess Duke and Carolina do it. I don't know. That's a good question. But, then you could say Indiana, Purdue, and this school and that school. I don't know. That's something that I haven't really thought about. I don't have any control of the schedule, so I don't think if I suggested something, it would matter anyway.
So when's the next coaches meeting with all you guys?
We had a Zoom meeting about 3 weeks ago. You have a couple of them periodically, and probably the next one will be after the season, maybe at the Final Four, or maybe after the season, spring. They try not to inundate us with meetings because we have so many obligations now. It's so different than it used to be, but it's all good. It's all good.
Well, we have a question.
Hey.
Sorry about that. So, for those of us who don't like to listen to the talking heads, we'd rather turn off the volume on TV, turn on Will. And we love it when he got it. He got it. It's a great part of the broadcast. So he has the epitome of the 3-point shot. Here's Trey out there, 3/4 shot up. You know what Will says? Did that just go in?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just saying.
It's good to know I'm not the only one that rips them once in a while. I'll tell you that. God bless you.
Do I tell the whole story here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now, this is going to really.
Staginga stood up and you didn't see if it went in.
You just killed my punchline.
Serious?
Well, a little more than that. Okay, so I've been lobbying to get us back on the floor since we weren't on the floor. So what I'm about to say is not going to strengthen my case. But so we're Maryland's a nice setup. We're next to our bench, and you get blocked out a little bit on this side. Okay, but at the far end where that play started, it's a clean look because there's no obstruction. So when the Gillespie kid missed, I had a clear view of the play, the clock, the whole deal. And so I saw Kohler throw it to Trey. Next thing I saw was the back of Tom's back. True story. And then after that, the next thing I saw was the ball flying over his head. So I had no idea where he was. Did he throw it? Did he shoot it? And I also didn't know if it was good because I lost vision with the clock. So thanks for critiquing my call. I thought I did pretty good just finding the damn ball. I didn't know what was going on. But that's kind of the backstory. And one of the greatest plays in the history of Michigan State basketball, I'm sitting right there and I didn't see it. I saw it on the bus after the game. And man, was I blue.
There you go.
So anyway, I got my little crying towel out here. So there you go. I love you too, Harriet. Okay. The Abood Law Firm Beyond the Arc campaign benefits the Greater Lansing Food Bank. Every time somebody from the men's or women's teams make a three, $25 get donated to the Greater Lansing Food Bank by the Abood Law Firm. And we're getting really close to that $10,000 mark now. Collectively, we've had 367 threes go in times $25. That's $9,175. So we're pretty close. It's good. It's real good. By the way, raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to becoming a foster parent today. Visit michigan.gov/hope for a home to learn more on how you can support children of all ages in your community. We'll return for more of the Tom Izzo Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance after this. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dad. Did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender?
How little?
A few days in the shop little, but thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, Spartan fans, the 2024 basketball season is tipping off, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the courtside celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to MSU basketball games or to any other live event in the state, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Spartans. The most disruptive idea in ticketing, a ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go. Run, James. No. First base. Go.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Hey, we're back live for the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for your entire community. You help support food rescue programs and the Simply Give program. Learn more at Meijer.com.
Got a question.
Well, there you are. Where are you?
I'm right here.
Okay, got it. Yay.
Hi, Coach. My name is Charlie Spadford, and I have one question. My question for you is, in your 30 years of coaching, what did your players teach you?
Ooh.
Well, Charlie, that's a good question. What did my players teach me? Probably a lot. I mean, I learned how to listen to different kinds of music. I've learned how to dance differently. I've learned how to, it's been an interesting, you learn a lot about a lot of different cultures and a lot of different people. And, in all honesty, not joking aside, players teach you a lot, if you spend time with them. And that's the big key. If you spend time with people, you can learn a lot from a lot of people. And I've learned a ton from a lot of people because I care enough to spend the time with them, and I learn to listen and listen to learn. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you.
Awesome. Go away.
How much time do you think you spend a week on average during the season just talking to the guys?
Ooh, ask my wife. That's probably what, you do the most. You can't imagine the different things that these guys go through nowadays. I told you there are a lot of distractions compared to what it used to be like. But some of it has been good because you do learn a lot about them, and I learned something every day, every weekend, and usually 90% of what you learn is all good too. It really is. It's all good. And, you learn more when they leave, it's been fun because, everybody's excited about what's going on. In fact, I got a text from Draymond after the game, and he told me some things I did wrong. And I told him I got a few things he did wrong too. But it was really funny because right after that, I got a text from his coach, Steve Kerr. And he congratulates. He says, the reason I know, he says, we held up the plane because Draymond wanted to see the end of the game and they were watching it. And I said, and Steve's been great. So, but it is funny, Draymond went through some different things that he thought we did right and wrong. And it was really good. One of the things he says, Coach, do you think you should sit out a guy if he's got 2 fouls? I said, it's situational. He says, what's the situation? I said, well, if we wouldn't have come back right away, I wouldn't have. I would have put him back in, number one. Number two, they had some big guards that they like to post up, and I was afraid he'd get his third foul. And number three, I thought Larry, Curly, and Mo were officiating, and I didn't trust them. And so the truth of the matter is you have to look at all situations. And you know what? He agreed. He agreed when I told him that. But that's the truth.
Do they ever, when you question something they do they ever really give you an answer that makes you feel better?
No, you know what the worst answer is? By far the worst answer. The worst answer is, you know what? I think I missed the call. Because I got no comeback then, you know what I mean? But when he says it for the third time, then I got to come back. But, I know it's a hard game to officiate, but some bizarre things that happened the other day, and I appreciated all of you that were there, because when it came on the Trinitron or whatever it's called, and And, the only thing I don't like is that thing's so big, I can't see it like I used to be able to see it. And if you point up there, that's supposed to be a no-no. They'll walk by and say, don't do that. You're instigating the crowd. So I just go like this now. And the crowd picks up on it. They're
Sure
great.
they do.
Yeah, they're great.
Well, we got a question.
Yeah, speaking of the different cultures, I just wondered, had you talked to or seen Madi Sissoko? What a great game he had first day of Ramadan, and he did that once when he played for us too.
He did, and I did. I talked to him. I talked to AJ the other day. He had a good game.
Yeah.
I pull for all the guys that were here, especially the guys that graduated and went through and made it through the program. And I call those guys all the time. And it's funny, and I tell my players this all the time. You just don't want to have any regrets, and you don't ever want to use the phrase "I wish I would have." And that happens a lot, but it probably happened to me too then, So I'm happy when Marty does good. I'm happy when AJ does good. And told him I'll pull for him in every game except if we play him. And that's what I've done.
That's good. Hey, frankly, you want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief program every weekday on Spartan Media Network stations across Michigan, presented by Frankenmuth Insurance. Start a frank conversation about your insurance with one of our local independent agents by visiting fmins.com. Where we're going to take a break as you're listening to the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Tom Izzo Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket? No, but we do make them work. Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader.
Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
We're live from Lansing for the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And by the way, Spartan fans, gear up with a MSU FCU Visa credit card featuring the Spartan helmet. It's a perfect way to show your Spartan pride while earning cash back on every purchase. Apply now at the msufcu.org and make every purchase a proud Spartan moment. Well, the one thing that if you get to travel with us, every kind of possible day you could hit, we see. T-shirt day, senior day, invite your grandma to the game day. We get them all. And so here we are. We're still getting all those days, and everybody's pretty geeked to play Michigan State wherever we go. But how do you manage, Tom, to keep the guys focused and loose? Because every time you win a game, the next game is bigger than the game before.
Yeah, it has been unbelievable. I think we've hit 6 different venues this year where we were when you go to some of them like Illinois or Michigan and they got the shirts out. Illinois had 16,000 shirts out. And when you go in there for the shoot around at 12 o'clock or something, it's kind of a daunting experience to see all that. And, I've seen it all, so it doesn't bother me, but it is kind of interesting to listen to the players and, you kind of worry and wonder how they'll take it. The good news is when you played some of the venues we played, Illinois and Maryland were 2 of the best. And when you do that, at least I don't think you'll beat those no matter where we go right now.
And so, but how do you keep your guys? They look the same when I watch practice. They just seem to go about their business. They don't look like a team that might be a little uptight about stuff.
Well, I'm uptight myself, so that it doesn't bother them because I'm the one that's uptight. So I don't know. I think we go through our moments when we went out to USC and we had great practices and we got there day of the game and we were awful. The first half of the Michigan game, I told you what I wrote on the board. We suck, Sometimes there's different motivational ways to doing things. Mine are sometimes different than others, but we're not perfect all the time. But I'll tell you what we've been, and this is probably what you and I should be the proudest of. We have been consistent. If you think about it, we haven't had any big highs or lows. We haven't any long losing streaks. We haven't, we've been consistently a very average 3-point shooting team. We've stayed consistent and learned how to win different ways. And I think that says a lot. Our 3 Big Ten games, we lost by, I think, 6-3-2 or something. And that says a lot about the players. It really, really, really does. And I'm grateful for that.
Well, it's interesting. Tom has a couple of guys on his staff that played for him and won championships. Thomas Kelly, who's on the staff. Austin Thornton is 3 of them, 3 championships in a Final Four trip. And we did a fun thing with him, Tom. We talked about what it was like being a player to go through a championship run, but what's it like being a coach going through a championship run?
Yeah, what did they say?
Well, he said being a player is easier.
Hell yeah. It's a lot more fun, too. Usually, yeah, it is that way. But then again, when you accomplish something as a group, and that's what I've constantly said to our guys, we in this room, usually when you're in a pregame talk before you go out, especially on the road, it's us against the world, and we can't have no chinks in the armor. Our managers got to be best. Our strength coach, our coaches, our trainers, and our players. And they've kind of developed that. And there's a bond there that's special. I think it started over in Europe when we went, and it really hasn't changed. There's always people disappointed. Somebody wants to play more minutes. Somebody wants to get more shots. Those are things you deal with. Everybody deals with those, but for the most part, now the only thing I hear is let's win. And so the evolution of that has been fun to watch.
Well, we did a thing with Zapala earlier in the year, and he talked about playing at Michigan State isn't for everybody, but the thing he likes about it is he thinks it's a place where he can be the best he can be, and he wants a ring. He wants to play for a championship. And you got a whole group of guys like that.
What's really funny, those of you that have known me for 30 years and 20 years and 10 years, it's amazing how things from the past kind of creep into the present, like it's great to have Thomas Kelly there. When I had Dwayne Stevens or Mark Montgomery, like everybody thinks it's so hard, like it's not for everybody. These guys got a piece of cake compared to when I started, man. When Cleaves and those guys come in, or Thomas Kelly was part of that group, and they talk about what they went through, I always say, damn, I'd be put in jail by now if I did that now. It's just so different. And these guys, soft. They don't know what it's like to really go through hell. I'll tell you that right now.
And it's really fun sometimes when we're in an airport or something. Like when Matt McQuaid came back to be on the staff before he went into the NBA, we talked about war stories, and they all say the same thing. These guys got it easy compared to what we had it, and the guys before them said the same thing.
Yeah, and they're all right. You know, because you have to change with the times, because, I mean, it's the society has gotten a little different, and rightfully so on some of it. But I think what I keep stressing to my staff and to my players is what's not for everyone is everyone wants to win, but not many people want to do what it takes to win. Everybody wants to be successful, but not many people are willing to do what it takes to be really successful. And everybody thinks they're doing it. And that's the advantage of experience, if you ask me. That's the advantage of, the greatest thing I get to do is hang around people. Some of them are you that have been very successful in business or very successful in what you've done. And I learned that, when it's all said and done, it's the same for all of us. If you're a great business person, if you're a great parent, accountability, discipline, it doesn't change. It's my favorite line is what they use in football all the time. At the end of the day, you can do anything you want to do. You still got to be able to block and tackle. And it really is that way, and I think people just don't realize that. Got a question?
Well, don't do it yet.
Oh, we got a break.
You got a break. Auto Owners Insurance, simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you. We'll be back with more of the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Tom Izzo show after this on the Spartan Media Network.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure. Who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
And welcome back for more of the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. So a reminder, we'll be on the air Thursday night across our great state when the Spartans take on Iowa on the road. Join us for live coverage beginning at 7 o'clock. And a reminder that our next Tom Izzo Show will be Monday, March 10th, final show of the season, which is really, really hard to believe. Okay, we got time for a quick question.
Quick question. One of the things that's very commendable is your ability to communicate with your players. And it's one thing when they're second and third year players, but the freshmen to be able to scream at them the way you do.
See what I mean?
And accepting that they scream back at you. All right? Because it's a two-way thing. But my real question is How do you see that trait when you're out recruiting these kids?
Well, I'll be honest with you. It's not half what you think it is. I mean, nobody gets. I mean, there was a couple guys in the last game that got screamed at who deserved to get screamed at. You know, I mean, I used the line about your own kids. You know, if you skip school once, twice, you tell them, hey, don't skip school again or study for your test. You know, by times 3 and 4, I don't know what you had it like. I know what I had it like, and it was a lot worse than getting screamed at. But that doesn't go on like you think. It's, you know, I tell a player this all the time. You want to come back at me? You're welcome. Come on back. But you better bring the damn goods because I got them. And so if you want to boom, 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 boom. One came back at me the other day after the game. He was in my office. I laid the goods out. All the groceries were there. And, you know, and you know, players are emotional. Coaches are emotional. That stuff's so water over the dam. You know, what you think goes on in your family, it's a locker room, you know, it's the way it is. I mean, you just, it's absolutely no big deal. It's absolutely not personal. And how do you get away with that, as some say? You spend time. They know why. They know what their job is. They know what the consequences are if you don't do your job. And never, make sure everybody knows this, never, ever do you get mad at a kid in the first 27 mistakes.
No.
Okay. It's usually 30 and above. Okay. So don't worry. And you know what? When you're playing for a championship, you don't have time for 30 mistakes. You know, Judd said something one time. I got to make sure I got time. Yeah. Where I was running my camp and I changed it. When Judd was there, we had an all-star game at the end of camp. And so there were 250 kids there and maybe 20 kids went home happy because they made the all-star game. So I changed it. And I said, you know, I'm going to make sure every kid gets to play when his mommy and daddy come, and we'll just have a little tournament and we'll do it a little different. And he comes there one day. He was back in the summer. He said, oh, you changed camp, huh? No, I just shuffled a few things around. He goes, yeah, that's nice. You know, teach them that they're all good in the trophy and that, you know, and they'll never have to work for anything. He said, you're doing a hell of a job, Tom. There's a lot of truth to that too. You know, you better learn that if you do it the same way as everybody else. And my line is this: a lot of ways to win games, very few ways to win championships. And you know what? If that's not for everybody, I don't want them here.
You do a good job with it.
Well, I don't know if I do a good job, but it isn't like you think. After I just told that story, you asked the worst question. So he was right. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, there you go. By the way, thanks to our on-site producer, Chris Orway. And our studio producer is Noah Kelly. And thanks to Gage Dansby for running our streams Iowa Thursday.
Yeah, and you know what? Hang on with us, because I'm telling you now, this is going to be a hell of a weekend. I mean, it's not going to be an easy one, and we're going to try to do our job. You do your job, and hopefully Monday we have a party here.
See you next Monday.
You've been listening to the Auto Owners Insurance presentation of the Tom Izzo Show, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. The Tom Izzo Show is also brought to you by McLaren, official orthopedics and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of MSU Athletics. Labatt, crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. Meyer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. And by Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Tom Izzo Show is a presentation of Playfly Sports in partnership with Michigan State Athletics. All rights reserved, and is produced by the Spartan Media Network.